Maximalism implies highly ornamented, often blingy clothing. Harvard professor Monty Kerr analyses India maximalism in the context of 1990s economic growth and consumer resistance to the inherent value in design itself. Consumers only saw value in clothing where heavy embroidery and ornamentation were conspicuously displayed. But as we know, fashion is all about cycles of action and reaction. Reaction to the enforced austerity of Nehruvian socialism was unbridled excess and conspicuous consumption. Where designers and consumers looked to for a template of luxury was a nostalgic, opulent vision for all India. As we
know, and I'm looking like an odd man out in the midst of all the fashion gurus here. Now let me tell you that technology is very, very inclusive. And today the latest in technologies there is a technology called computer vision. The computer vision is simulating exactly how you see a human brain perceives an art, right? Using computer vision, you can actually decode the fashion aesthetics, right? For example, if you have a photograph of this audience, we'll be able to figure out what is the colors trending right now in this audience. What are the silhouettes right now trending in this audience? What are the various fits trending in the audience, right? Now that technology is available today. This needs phenomenal amount of computing power, and 10 years back this wasn't available, right? So what we are trying to do at Stylumia is how do we bring the cutting edge of technology to solve some of the key challenges that fashion business always used to have and continues to have. Can I have the clicker, please? I'll quickly take you through, fashion industry forecasts anywhere around 12 months in advance and maybe 24 months in advance. Some fast fashion companies are, doing it much faster. We all together speculate. I've been in the industry for over 20 years. We've been speculating on what consumers would want in the time to come. And but the result is half of what the industry makes is not sold at full price. This is an overall figure. So there seems to be a clear gap between supply and demand between consumers and the creators. So if you see the entire ecosystem, there are only three groups of people: the creators, the curators, and the consumers. With so much of technology and everybody having mobile phone in their hand, today consumers are ahead of most of the curators and even creators. In this era, how do we ensure that the entire creator-curator ecosystem is going closer and closer to consumer? And that's where we are bringing technology. Three key questions the industry continues to ask is, what do we buy or what do we spot? What should we do in the time to come? The second big question is, as your season is running, we continue to ask this question: what's working? And that too at real time, not snapshots. And the last one is, where do we sell what have we made? And the next one is, whom do we sell that what have we made? These are key questions of the industry, and how can technology help here? We believe technology will change the way fashion propositions reach consumers in the time to come, and the time has arrived. How do we do this? We are building technologies which will make sense of the images. See, fashion is available in only three forms. All of you make beautiful products, and they're available in the form of images. Either in the form of images as product shots, or it's available on somebody's body, or it is available in the form of a beautiful narrative that most of you write about. After reading the image. Then we said, okay, many times we like a product, but we might not like all the attributes. Okay, in this particular t-shirt, if you don't like the yellow, change it with a tone of red. Let's see what the system does. The system automatically paints and figures up similar products available all over the world and throws that up for you. Then we said, okay, we now understand text and images. Can we understand videos? The same context we did for a video experiment where real-time video is scanned and our engine is able to do this optic mapping and come out with a color graph. Now what we do in color can be done in various other attributes. We could even figure out silhouettes. For example, tomorrow you put a Bollywood trailer, we'll be able to figure out what is fashion trending in that movie, layer that with consumer engagement of that video, we can promote with what is popular fashion from the videos which is there in the internet right now.
And we need to be able to control it and not allow it to take control. So I think that's the context of what I'm going to talk about. And both as a consumer, which I am, fairly enthusiastic, and as a designer who is participating in this whole cycle. So the good thing about consumption is, of course, we all know that. We're all sitting in here, we all have jobs, we have clothes on our back, or we're going to look for jobs. It's going to support everybody, it's going to pay for your child's education, it's going to pay for my next pair of shoes, whatever. And it pushes the economy, the marketplace survives on our consumption, the industry grows, we will all go to Amazon and buy whatever we need. So, you know, consumption is terribly important. It's what keeps the wheels of our lives turning.
I decided to move to Bombay and be a journalist. I called every newspaper editor and fixed a meeting. I was very, very keen to work, you know, as one of those intrepid reporters. I won't name names, but a very famous editor gave me an appointment and made me wait 5 hours outside his office. When he took me in, he spoke to me for 5 minutes and he said, "What makes you think you have the right to get a job here? You have no experience and you're nobody." That day I decided I not only respected and admired him, I wanted to work with him. But I also decided when I became an editor, I would never be like him. I would give time of day to every stylist, writer, journalist, photographer. I joined Harper's Bazaar 4 days ago and I was about to give my team my usual open door policy, come in anytime you want, when I realized my cubicle has no door. That brings me to my subject, the democracy and anarchy of fashion, communication, consumption. The demigod status of the written word has ended. Editors are no longer on pedestals, and you know you cannot refer to a magazine as a Bible. And the truth is, it's not because people aren't reading. People like to use that as an excuse, but that's a lie. Everybody is reading all the time. Today, people read more than they've ever read before. They just read differently. Right now, all of you are looking at your phones. You're tweeting about this event, you're posting something on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're talking to the person next to you. Maybe you're talking to another young woman or man somewhere else in the world, but there's a constant stream of communication going on. Every time you get a like, a share, the truth is your point of view is being endorsed. Someone is telling you your point of view is worth listening to. At Fashion of informed fashion communication, is consumption going to be driven by the lowest common denominator? By the lowest common denominator? Does informed opinion have no place in the conversation around fashion? And the most terrifying question of them all, something that impacts me personally, is the fashion magazine dead? The answer is no. The space for conversation has widened to include many voices. There will be dissent, there will be disagreement, but there will also be realignment. For those of you who want to work in a fashion magazine, the good news is print isn't dead. It has reimagined itself as a long-stay product. It will not be for immediate consumption, but it will exist to inspire. It will be the book to your blog. Thank you.
Everybody has seen Indian Modern campaign outside the Amazon campaign for Fashion Week. Has anyone seen it?
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
It's outside, yeah. So I would like 5 people to tell me what Indian Modern means to them. Can I have 5 people? Is anyone?
Well, I think a sensibility that prevails. I mean, yeah, fashion consumption and sustainability, definitely yes. A sensibility towards that, sensibility towards the climate and how you can contribute towards that.
I really enjoyed the video. Congratulations. Yes. Yeah. It meant to me was that fashion is across. It's on the street, it's in the culture, it's in the craft. The way it has been wrapped up, it is so beautifully done. And the background that you're complimenting in the foreground is superbly complimented.
I think that is a compliment, but I wanted to know your idea of what fashion, what India modern meant. Is nothing to you?
Not to me, but it's just I was not as compatible to like I can't absorb that much.
Right. So we have three people with three diverse views on what India modern means, and the idea of India modern really started in 1991 when we call it the year of liberation, economic liberation for India. It started out then when consumption, until then we lived in a time where the first thing that we did show off on our sleeves was Garibi Hatao. It was the first time we moved out of Garibi Hatao into consumption. Consumption 1991 was when the economy opened up and it was good and nice to wear fashion. And you could entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, if you all read about Startup India, it's about young people, old people, everybody starting up and doing things for themselves. And the whole idea of India modern is, how do you capture the essence of what is happening outside in Startup India? How do you capture that essence in fashion? That's where India modern came up. We are looking at a new generation of more confident men and women, as you can see all around. Men wearing colored trousers. I'm okay, I've been wearing it for the longest time, but there are a lot of, everybody now has a colored pair of jeans in their wardrobe and all of that kind of stuff. An entire nation that just looked at tailoring clothes has woken up to the idea of being fashion, being fashionable or being counted as being fashionable. How does 500 million people, how do 500 million people get fashion? The designers have done a great job starting it. The designers from 2000, when we started Fashion Week for the first time, fashion magazines, all have done that, but it still reaches a very minuscule part of this country. What has happened also is that has led to the rise of brands. It's the brands that fulfill all this fashion ambition for people today. Our lifestyles have changed in 2000, in the last few years. Everybody wants to go out every night. Everybody wants to spend the money that they have on what they can do now and how they can look now or what they can wear now. And where is all the supply going to come from?
Media or the consumer of fashion?
Consumer of fashion.
The modern Indian consumer of fashion is everybody. I think Nari has talked about it very clearly. What's interesting is that everybody feels they have the right to shop, to buy something. What makes the Indian consumer stand out are two things. They do make very intelligent decisions. Maybe because we came to this late, we have some sort of sense ingrained in us. We're sensible shoppers. And the best thing about the Indian consumer, they still want value for money. Whether you're buying the new BMW, you will still ask the automobile dealer, throw in the extra mats, throw in, the air covers or the airbags or whatever. Or if you're getting onto Amazon, Amazon will very sweetly say, you've bought this, but if you also buy these two things, you get a 40% discount, or actually you're spending more money. But I think we're sensible shoppers and we want value for money. For me, those are the two descriptors. Okay, here's what I want to be very clear. You must never misuse words. They're sacred. You do not put down Kim Kardashian. You do not elevate Kim Kardashian. You let her be. The reason people write about Kim Kardashian is because people want to read about her. I would choose not to put her on my cover, but Vogue should put her on their cover. You choose whether you want to read. It's not my decision.
Expressed more openly. I'm just wondering, is it going to make
a difference in the way people think about their own identity? And is that going to make a difference to the consumption of fashion?
Yeah, I feel for self-expression, for freedom of expression of any sorts, you need democracy and you need freedom. And when you're kind of put down in any way, that restricts it, so you're not free anymore. Yes, it will affect.
Thank you. I think we're
And I have a difficult role because I took novels, so I'm coming from academy, so I want to study, I like to learn. And I think that I came confused and I'm going a little more confused. But I think that is the right point. There is one issue that came to my
Baby, I don't mind. Do your thing, that would make you real happy, baby. Just don't get me wrong, my love is so strong. I ain't trying to lead you on, no, no. You get too deep in love.
Mind of Design by Amber Paridi.
Say
Valia by Nitya Arora.
Tell me something. friendly to